Hello, hello. So, I'm titling this There is No Solution for People Who Don't Want the Truth. I talk about the black community a lot because that's just a big topic about the solution. There's always a need for a solution when it comes to the black community. Here's the thing the black community, as we see it in 3D, right? As we see the black community in 3D, right? They're not interested in any kind of salvation. There's no black people hate the truth. What I've seen in the 3D when it comes to black people, and when you try to tell the black collective things, when you try to tell, even when people try to warn them about Black Lives Matter, how it was funded by George Soros, okay? George Soros is notorious for funding wars, okay? And there's various other things. When you constantly try to bring the truth to black Americans, it's just often been rejected, even when it comes to politics. A lot of black people are stuck on politics, whether it's Republican or Democrat. They are hell bent on certain political views. And when you don't want to align with certain political views that they believe in, they want to cut you loose. They just refuse to accept the truth, and the truth is neither one is really better than the other. I think I've heard Professor Griff say this. Somebody else could have said it before he did, but I remember him saying it. It's two wings that's on the same bird. So unless that bird is going to split apart and go in different directions, they're going in the same direction. They just going about it different ways. But the end result is wherever that bird is going to land. Okay, that's the result of whatever the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. But the point is that that bird is going about it in a different way, and that bird is not interested in saving anybody. Republicans are not going to save anybody. Democrats are not going to save anybody. Now, sometimes when you know better, some people know better, and they just prefer not to have the Democrats in the presidency during this, even though it's crazy with Trump. Some of them, even in Africa, like I heard some people from Africa talking about how the Democrats were really aggressive on doing something that was not in the favor of particular parts of Africa, specifically Kenya. Dr. Mommy talked about that. So she knows better. She knows that there's no really there's nothing better. The Republicans and the Democrats, one is not better than the other. But with one of them, had the Democrats been in office, something bad could have really happened with Kenya that was going on. That's the thing. So you just know something that you just don't want to happen. And okay, this other group ain't no better. They're gonna do some crazy stuff too. But this right here needs to stop for right now, because whatever the agenda is gonna be is possibly gonna happen when you're in a low frequency like the third dimension. Whatever they have planned is probably gonna happen anyway. But at least it'll be a hold on it for a little while, so you can have time to get yourself together, right? Okay, because neither one of them are interested in saving you. You're gonna have to save yourself. And what I mean by saving yourself is not your ego saving itself. I'm talking about becoming the real you. Okay, dissolving to enlightenment. Uh, Now I say you can't save a group of people who don't want the truth. I mean, that's anybody. I mean, I could talk about I just talk mostly about the black community because that's what I'm the most familiar with. I see all races of people, but I'm not up in their culture like that. Okay, unless I'm married to somebody where I'm in that culture all the time, or I have a good friend or something where I'm around their family all the time. I don't have much to say about different people's, or if you live somewhere else, right? You know, like you live like Japan for a while, so you just immersed in that culture, right? Korea, whatever. So you get the drift. So unless you like that, where you're around that culture all the time, then you have something to say. But even with that, there is no concern. Like I could live like India, Japan. I could live there for 10 years. I don't have nothing to say about that group of people. Like I don't really care. It's a difference when if I was a Japanese person who grew up in Japan, I would have a whole different type of uh it'll be a different type of love for the Japanese people because that would be who I am, right? Now, I don't have a love for black people the way I see them right now in the 3D. I don't have a love for black people because black people are no longer human beings. They are subhuman. They're not even aliens. Aliens would be on a higher frequency. Okay, what you call aliens is something that's just nothing. Something you became something that you probably were. You call yourself an alien. Like black people, you hear somebody black people say that we were the aliens. They want a higher frequency. They use the word alien, but they want a higher frequency. It looked like aliens because anything that's not a human being look like an alien, I guess. That's kind of showing the ignorance of human beings. Okay. But I don't even know what the human beings are right now because most people are just robots. That's just what it is. Okay, they're not even human beings anymore. Uh, but so basically, what I'm saying is that you can't help. You cannot have a solution for people who do not want the truth. If you have a group of people who hate the truth, there is no solution. Period. This is why I talk about not being an advocate. What you call an activist. I was talking about how Dr. Mombi and what happened to her. Not to like attack her. I like Dr. Mombi. I'm like subscribe. I try to subscribe to all of her channels. I like Dr. Mombi. Okay. But she's an activist, right? And that's fine because if that's what her soul resonates strongly with activism, what can you do about it if she feel like that's her calling? There's really nothing much you can do about it. But the point is that it's almost like you want to make sure you use your energy the right way. If people don't like the truth, there's nothing you can do all the activism you want in the world. If people do not like the truth, there is nothing that you will be able to do to help them. They cannot be saved if they don't set the truth will set you free. The truth. Enlightenment. Not the truth of some stuff that you saw in the news. Okay, not some stuff that somebody fed you. Indoctrination is not the truth. Okay, I'm not talking about that kind of truth. A lot of stuff that we think is truth is a bunch of indoctrination. I'm not talking about that kind of truth. Stuff that you feel like there's a truth from the history books. A lot of that is indoctrination. It ain't the truth. I'm talking about the actual truth. Enlightenment will set you free. That's the only because that is what's going to put you on a high frequency. That is what's going to put you on a high frequency. Enlightenment. And a lot of people do not want to be enlightened. They hate the light, and they're talking about the truth. So there's no solution. Stop. People need to stop asking about what's the solution. The solution is the truth. And if you hate the truth, then there's no solution for you. You will not be saved. You will remain in the dark. That's it. There's no solution if you do not like the truth. And with that being said, I will talk later.